This is Hino's Sport bringing you that heat and that fire. Let's talk about it, man. Felt that Hino's Sport had to run this back. Chadwick Boseman, we got to talk about it. Chadwick Boseman is a guy that he was purpose driven. He was a guy that he always wanted to master and basically use what we call maximum proficiency for every opportunity that was given unto thee. Denzel Washington talked about a story that is so interesting because I mentioned Denzel Washington in the last paying homage to Chadwick Boseman video, and I was surprised to see that Denzel Washington said that amongst these, college students that were seeking to, get a scholarship for acting school, Denzel Washington paid for these students so that they can go to Oxford, the university in England, and study acting. Ironically, Chadwick Boseman was one of those students. And I know Denzel Washington joked about it and said, man, but I'm still waiting for him to pay me back. Obviously, that's just what we would call laughs and giggles or whatnot. And he was just trying to make banter out of a, dark moment. But the bottom line is, it's so interesting that Hino's Sport was saying that I saw that Chadwick Boseman didn't even scratch the surface, and that he was going to take himself to a level to where it was going to surpass Denzel Washington. And then Denzel Washington comes out and says that. That tells you that's not a coincidence. That it was meant for me to say that, because you see how everything just matched up and everything panned out the way it did. I find that as what I would say a surreal experience, because Denzel saying what he said, I'm glad Denzel did that, because Denzel saw the potential in that person. And Hino's Sport has done this. I've done this through my platform, so I understand a thing or two of that. Channels that need to come up. Channels that I see, people that I see that have this potential, this drive, this inner yearning for them to want to take themselves to the next level. I've invested myself in these folks, and I will continue to do that. Because I believe in people, and I believe when you believe in people, it returns back to you. Let me say it again. I believe when you believe in people, it returns back to you. And this is what Denzel Washington did for Chadwick Boseman. And I got to give Denzel Washington credit, because you always have to have somebody behind you as you pave the way for them to take it to the next level. And boy, did Chadwick Boseman run with this thing. He ran with this thing like nobody's business. And we got to give credit where credit is due, because Chadwick Boseman was a guy that, like I said before, although he lived 43 years, he was a person that seemed like he was on this planet for 86 years. The way that he reasoned, his mindset, you could tell this is a person that was well-read, continuously reads, a person that is well-traveled, a person that has broadened his horizons, a person that knows a lot about a lot of things. And what I liked about Chadwick Boseman was he was great at a few things, but he was very, very good at a lot of things. Let me say it again. He was great at a few things, but he was very, very good at a lot of things. Acting happens to be one of those things that he was very great at. I also noticed that he was also great at speaking, at college engagements. When college students are graduating, right? He would speak and he would talk about the definition of purpose and what purpose means in life. See, this is why I realized I gravitated towards that brother, and I realized he was a real one. Because those who understand the full dichotomy of life understands that your life, my life, all of our lives has purpose that is unction behind it. God puts us here on this planet because he realizes that purpose is what's going to take us to the next level. We have to be purpose-driven individuals. We have to tell ourselves that we need to be purpose-filled, and we need to find our purpose, whatever that is, and maximize all of the opportunities that's associated behind that purpose. And the fact that Chadwick Boseman will go and do college speaking engagement and talk about that to basically impact the next generation and say, look, I had an opportunity. I didn't let, my circumstances cripple my mindset. I said, you know what? I'm going to question that ideal. That's when I knew he was a real one. And I'm going to go against the opposite wave of thinking, because this is what leaders do. This is what people that want to see transformation in their lives do. This is what people that want to see change actually taking place and manifesting itself immediately or expeditiously, they cut against the grain of status quo. They cut against the grain of what's conventional, and they start questioning things. And when you do that, that's when you start realizing that, you know what? There's more than meets the eye. There's more to this. And I need to figure that out for me. See, in all of our lives, we need to find what our passion is. We need to get behind it, and we need to push. And that is what Chadwick Boseman was doing. He was passing along that message along with giving us great acting. So I felt the need to have to give him homage again in this video. And then I got to give a salute to Denzel Washington, because what he did gave us this talent that we have before us. So salute to Denzel Washington for that, but double salute to Chadwick Boseman, because again, this was a guy that was before his time. And what I notice is the real ones, those that, you know, God does not allow to be on the planet for a long period of time. In certain cases, they are those that have excelled beyond the normal human parameter, the normal human comprehension. They've maximized themselves, and they've gotten to a point to where they've maximized it to the point to where it's at that point time for them to pass it on to somebody else. And that's what happened with Chadwick Boseman. I'm sorry that, you know, the situation happened the way it did with him having cancer, but cancer is real out here in these streets, y'all. This is why, you know, when we wake up every day, we got to give God the thanks, and we got to give God the glory, because we don't know if we're going to make it the next day. You know, there's a Haitian proverb that says that sickness doesn't fall on tree branches. It falls on human beings. Let me say it again. Sickness does not fall on tree branches. It falls on human beings. You know, so the bottom line is it happens to us. This is a normal thing. And I'm saddened that all of these years, we still don't have a cure for cancer. I'm saddened by that. But that's just the reality. We lost a deep brother. We lost a good, instrumental brother that was going to pave the way. He was going to do some things that was going to take us to the next level, but he just didn't have the opportunity to continue on. But what he did and the lasting legacy that he left, to me, is more than enough for us to go back and look at his Britannica, look at his encyclopedia of work that this man has put in, and give it the salute that it truly deserves. Denzel Washington, thank you for doing that for Chadwick Boseman. So I got to give you credit in this video. But Chadwick Boseman, thank you for your talent. Thank you for your contribution in society. Thank you for telling yourself that you were going to challenge against normal, conventional ways of thinking. And thank you for allowing your mind to supersede the natural thought process that basically was not going to cripple you. Because you did that, we were able to get your talent. We were able to feel your presence through every role that you embody, and every younger student or every younger generation of folks that you touched. Trust and believe we'll have a testimony for them in the future of this is what Chadwick Boseman did for me. You know, when he spoke at this speaking engagement, he imparted this into me, and I'm sure they're feeling it, and they're going to go out and execute the vision that you saw for them, the dream that you saw for them. Again, salute to this brother, because we lost a real one, and I just felt the need to have to pay another homage video to him, because I liked, you know, his mentality. I like the fact that he kept his life private, which is big, because he knows the sport is all about privacy. I like the fact that, you know, this guy kept the standard in how he unctioned himself. I like the fact that he respected himself. There was never no drama attached by him. There's just everything that all I could say is nothing but checkoffs for this guy. And I just have to give credit where credit is due. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. My hearts and prayers and condolences goes out to the Chadwick Boseman family. I hope, you know, you guys can make it through this hard and arduous period of time. But thank you for your celebrity. Thank you for your talent. And thank you for your contribution to the world. This is Hinos the Sport. Checking out.